My name is Neil Moore, and I work as the facilitator of the Indiana Association of Chiefs of Police Foundation Leadership Education Program, the Police Leadership Academy. Since 1998, the Indiana Association of Chiefs of Police has taken the lead in providing police leadership education throughout Indiana. The most recent version of their leadership program, PELA, is delivered through three very distinct programs. 1, the Basic Police Leadership BPL course. 2, the Police Leadership Academy. And 3, the Police Leadership Symposium. I'll talk briefly about each of these outstanding programs and then turn to one of Indiana's most respected chiefs, Kevin Jowett of the Noblesville, Indiana Police Department, so you can hear his comments about the benefits of this leadership education. First, the Basic Police Leadership course. This course is designed to get your first-line supervisors on solid footing. The BPL is also a great course for any level of commander who desires to refresh basic leadership skills. The BPL curriculum covers 1, direct leader, the role of the first-line supervisor. 2, emotional intelligence. 3, supervisory liability. 4, conflict resolution. 5, employee coaching. And 6, understanding diversity. The Police Leadership Academy, PLA, is designed to prepare organizational and strategic leaders in your organization. It is delivered in 3 one-week modules. Among the curriculum's items covered in the PLA are such topics as 1, strategic leader. 2, a return to community policing. 3, social intelligence. 4, budgeting and media relations. And 5, human resource issues via a concept called reset the clock. And 6, servant leadership. The goal of PLA is to develop police leaders who operate from a foundation that includes values of honesty, forward-looking, inspiration, and competence. Finally, the Police Leadership Symposium, PLS, is designed to be an annual 1- to 2-day conference aimed at strategic police leaders in Indiana. The Indiana Association of Chiefs of Police does encourage officers of all ranks to attend this conference. The agenda for the PLS is set by members of the IACP and revolves around contemporary issues facing police leaders in Indiana and throughout the nation. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Chief Kevin Jowett of the Noblesville Police Department.
My agency, the Noblesville Police Department, operates from a firm base of core values. We discuss those values and we teach to those values. The dialogue about values and the expectations we should all have in all police departments are an important piece of PELA education. PELA and the faculty delivering both the Basic Police Leadership course and the Police Leadership Academy reinforce the importance of establishing and living up to the core values of the agency. Every learner in the BPL and PLA is encouraged to develop their personal leadership values and to ensure those values are aligned with the values of their respective agencies. As U.S. policing works its way through this difficult time, policing with a sense of the values that make this a noble profession is a critical part of the leadership education. Our team continues to use PELA education for developing the next generation of police leaders.
The Leadership Academy enabled me to realize that leadership revolves around the relationships we cultivate with the men and women we guide and direct. The PELA began with a session on the President's Task Force report on 21st century policing. The focus of that report zeroed in on procedural justice. The easiest way to summarize that material is that the task force was reminding U.S. police officers that our work involves treating people like they should be treated, and not always by the strict letter of the law. Procedural justice reminds us that citizens more readily comply with our directions when they view us as having legitimate authority of government. Procedural justice also emphasizes listening to those we serve and explaining how we arrive at our decisions. Also, as an Indiana State Trooper, a corollary benefit of the PLA is having the opportunity to network with our colleagues in the municipal and county policing. Leadership is relationship. Now, let's hear from another PELA graduate, Captain Matthew Miller of the Kokomo Police Department.
Thank you, Sergeant Coffey. My agency is committed to police leadership education. I had the privilege to attend both the Basic Police Leadership course and the Police Leadership Academy offered through PELA. First, the BPL. This course gets new first-line supervisors ready for the most critical transition in policing. Many of us learn on the job when we first get promoted. We all have a great assortment of questions as we accept these new responsibilities. What new leadership responsibilities do I have? What values guide me as a new leader? How important is relationship in leading my team? How do I coach my team to better performance? What new liabilities do I have? The basic police leadership course answers these questions and many more. It really does prepare the new direct leader in police organizations. The Police Leadership Academy, or PLA, takes a different focus and discusses topics that prepare us to operate at the middle and top of the police organization. Some of what we learn has a nuts and bolts feel to it: budgeting, media relations, handling human resources issues through Reset the Clock. The bulk of the 3 one-week modules is very conceptual and begins to encourage us as leaders to think in very holistic ways about our organizations. Among other topics, we discuss such things as strategic leadership, the President's Task Force Report on 21st Century Policing, social intelligence, leading change, and diversity and community. At the conclusion of the PLA, I was better prepared to lead multiple units at the Kokomo PD, work with outside agencies, and better prepared to be of greater assistance to my chief and the citizens of Kokomo. PELA is an investment that will provide numerous benefits to leaders, their agency, and their community. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of the Indiana State Police, Doug Carter.
Thank you, Captain Miller. As police leaders throughout the nation watch the challenges faced by city, county, and state police organizations, we know that the need for leadership education for all police officers is at an all-time high. The men and women we ask to patrol our streets and serve in so many ways to protect the citizens of Indiana deserve outstanding leadership. One way to prepare those leaders is through a comprehensive leadership educational program that brings real-world issues into the classroom and has facilitated learning throughout a faculty that can blend theory, issues, and practical experience for the police officer who is on that very leadership journey. As the number of police leaders in Indiana who have experienced the Police Executive Leadership Academy program has increased, so too has the professionalism of police leaders in our state. From my perspective, PELA improves police leadership in the city, county, and state police organizations, not only in Indiana, but throughout the nation. Continue this tradition and provide your leaders some of the best leadership education that they can find. Please send your officers, deputies, and troopers to a PELA program.
Thank you, Superintendent Carter. I agree. Policing in our nation and in Indiana is at a very challenging place. To meet this challenge and to create outstanding police leaders, leadership education is vital. I hope you agree, and I hope you will join your colleagues in using the police leadership education offered through the Police Executive Leadership Academy, PELA.